Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you here to Iron Jungle for the inaugural race of the MSFC. There is the track layout on your screen, and there are the racers that all 12 teams have selected to compete today. We look forward to a great season, and it all starts here. Here we go. Representing the Iron Brotherhood today is Dart. And just like in Marble 1, each marble gets one attempt at qualifying, and then after the 12 marbles take their lap, we will take the top 4 and do a 2-lap shootout to determine the top 4 and pole position winner. Dart is underway. And Dart is actually, earlier today in practice, was actually one of the faster marbles, so this is going to be a decent time to go off of, most likely. 7.67 through the first sector. The blue markers represent the end of each sector. Approaching the end of sector 2 down the long straightaway. 23.79 is Dart. Through the chicane, down the right-hander, and the bank turn. This looks like it's going to be in the upper 30s, maybe low 40s. Dart across the line at 40.32. Next up, a bit of a surprising pick for the opening day starter for the Motown Madness. It is the Captain Ant, who is mostly known for their role in team events. It will be interesting to see how they do in an all-individual MSFC. Seem to be taking a pretty similar approach to the beginning of the first sector as we saw Dart do. Through the first sector, Ant dead even, actually 5/100ths quicker, 7.62 through the two left-handers, and now down the long straightaway, looking pretty quick here. And in fact, 4 seconds ahead of Dart there, but stalling out in the third sector. Ant seemed to have a good time going, but a disaster in the third sector. Will they be able to stay ahead? It's going to be close. I think so. Across the line, just missing out. Oh, a roller coaster of a lap for Ant. Next up is a marble that is definitely more geared, at least on paper, for the MSFC, and that is FOMO of Kloss. Quick speedster, has found some individual success in speed events. It'll be interesting to see if they can carry it over, because they are definitely one of the better racers on paper. FOMO slightly behind, but not by much through the first sector. We seem to have some consistent times to that first sector, just in the upper 7s. FOMO ahead of the leader Dart through the second sector. Dart's second sector apparently was not that great. FOMO and Ant both flushing it out of the water, but FOMO was much cleaner than Ant through the first sector and is easily going to take the provisional top spot. 37.83. Great job. Now up is another marble that you would think is geared for a competition like this. Kinesis of the Night Raid. Hasn't had the best success in the MSFL and speed events. It'll be interesting to see if they can find some success here, because on paper they are a top 10, maybe top 5 marble. Lighting up the charts in speed and lighting up the charts through sector 1. That is the fastest one we've seen so far. 7.57. Kinesis. A bit of a hesitation coming out of that corner down the back straightaway, but not bad at all. Still ahead of FOMO through the second sector. Looking pretty clean here. This is going to be close with FOMO. Through the bank turn, I think they've got it. Kinesis across the line, and they do have it. Kinesis takes over the top spot. Next up, the newly rebranded Camo Hiders, going with hair today. New uniforms, new team. Will they get some new results? They would hope so, because the MSFL has not been kind to them. Hair taking a bit of a different approach to the first sector. And it works out. Purple through the first sector, just over 7 seconds. Hair trying to keep this momentum going. Still green through Sector 2. Hare, what a turn of events this would be. And looking good through the bank turn. Will Hare reset the top spot as well? They will, and by a long shot. Wow. What a time by Hare. Next up, one of the rising young stars in the MSFL, former #1 overall pick, Colt of the Shadow Hunters. Broke out in a big way, leading their team to a great season in the MSFL. Colt trying to mimic Hare, it looks like, a different approach through the first sector, but just an okay first sector time. Colt looking a bit slow here through the second sector. Very slow, I might add. This is not going to work out, is it? Colt, one of the worst times we've seen so far through the second sector, and it doesn't look like it's getting any better. Gonna need to pull something out of the hat here to salvage an okay time. It's not gonna happen. Colt across the line at 40.61, which is the worst time we have seen so far. Next up, and a bit of an interesting pick, but it's definitely one that has potential to pay off. Black Rose getting the opening day start over Jinx. Black Rose, a ton of talent, but hasn't seen results yet. But if you would think they're going to do well in any competition, it would be this one. Not looking too bad through the first sector, 7.54. Black Rose looking pretty quick down the back straightaway. Through the second sector, and Black Rose is in the green. Can they keep it going? Seeming to stall out a bit here in the third sector, but you'd think this is still going to be a good time. Well, it's not going to beat Hare's time, but it will slot into second place, 36.94. Good job by Black Rose. Now up, maybe the favorite to win today. With no Blink from the Starry Sky and no Alpha from the Pantheon, Vertigo might be the favorite to win here at Iron Jungle. But that means nothing if Vertigo doesn't perform up to the hype. But a ton of talent and a ton of racing pedigree in speed events. Pretty strong through the first sector, low sevens. Vertigo, a bit of a conservative approach through the second sector, not taking many risks, and it pays off, just 0.5 back of the leader Hare. Vertigo, again, just like Black Rose, seemingly stalling out in the third sector. Hare seems to have put together a heck of a lap, and in fact, Vertigo felt it way worse. A disaster of a third sector. They're not going to get into the top 4 at all. Falling back to 5th place. 4 racers to go. First up, Electra from Team Fire. Electra, some inconsistent results in speed events, but clearly has potential. And it'll be interesting to see how she does alongside team captain Hawk, who has been selected for the Team Fires. Electra, a bit of a slow first sector, 7.85. Trying to salvage it here through the second sector, but not looking very quick at all. Electra fading back, lost 2 seconds there in the second sector. She's going to need a great run here to have a decent starting spot. Through the bank turn, actually seems to have salvaged it a decent amount, but still not great. 38.92. That'll slot behind Vertigo in 6th. And by the way, with that qualifying result, that means Hare is locked in to the battle for the pole position within the top 4. Next up, a bit of a shocking revelation here that we found out yesterday. Blink is not going to opening day. The Starry Sky have chosen Eclipse, who is, many I would say are shocked that they're here at all in the MSFC, to run here today at Iron Jungle. Definitely a gamble. I guess they like the other tracks for Blink, but Eclipse already a second back through the first sector. Trying to salvage it here in the second sector, and I think they're doing a good job. How about that for a second sector, but phasing out here in the third? Can Eclipse save it? It doesn't look like it. Had a great second sector, but it doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Across the line, 38.22, still not bad. Behind FOMO and will not be in the top 4. But given how terrible of a first sector they had, that was the worst one we've seen so far, the only one in the 8s. Not a bad result. And that result means that Black Rose is locked into the battle for the pole alongside Hare, who will be joining them. 2 racers to go. Firstly, Glaive of the rebranded Moon Melodies. Some bright magenta jerseys. Will that ignite some good performance? Glaive. A different approach through the first sector, and not a bad time. 7.28, that's pretty good. Glaive. This is looking like a pretty strong time. Through the second sector, Glaive is in the green. Through the third sector, trying to keep that momentum up and doing a good job of it. This is going to be close with Hare. Will Glaive reset the top spot? Yes, they will. 34.94. Glaive takes over the top spot. With that time, FOMO has been knocked out of contention for the battle for the pole. One more marble will be joining it alongside Glaive, Hare, and Black Rose. But will it be Kinesis or the marble that has been saved for last, but certainly not least, Icon? Interestingly, was almost passed up instead of 0, but Manager Orsa choosing Icon, and it pays off so far. Green through the first sector, but a hesitation there, and that seems to have done crushing blows to Icon's time. Oh no. 3 seconds back through the second sector. Icon needs to pick it up and quick. And it's not going to happen. Kinesis is in to the battle for the pole. A disaster for Icon. 40.91. Dead last in qualifying. One hesitation, one mistake is all it takes for Icon. Oh my goodness. Here we go. 2-lap battle for pole. Glaive leads them to the green flag. Hare gets by in a second. Black Rose fading back. Glaive trying to hold on. Off to a strong start. Kinesis has a run on second place Hare, but hesitates there trying to get around them, and now has to lay down the block on Black Rose. Glaive holding on, and now expanding the lead. And now, that lead is growing huge. What a lap there by Glaive. Has trouble getting onto the conveyor belt, but they're so far ahead. I don't think it's going to matter. Battle now seemingly becomes for second place between Hare and Black Rose. Glaive streaking off into the distance. Hare holding on and now closing in. Glaive now struggling here on the last lap. Hare looks to the inside, but Glaive saw it coming. Through the final sector for the final time in qualifying. Glaive and Hare. Hare gonna have a run here and makes the pass at the perfect time. What a move there. Hare wins pole. Glaive is gonna finish in second for qualifying and Black Rose in third. What a pass there by Hare to win pole and the point that comes with it.